Israel smashes Iran from the air. 200 fighter jets have cleared the sky and opened a hunt for military installations. Operation Rising Lion is no longer just a strike against Iran's nuclear program. Israel has delivered a blow that changes the rules of the game. More than 200 IAF fighter jets not only hit key targets, but literally shut down Iran's air defense system. That can mean only one thing: the skies over Iran are now open for follow-up strikes. Officially, Israel has reported dozens of radar stations and launches in the western part of the country have been disabled. Among the destroyed targets was the Rod surface-to-air missile system, Iran's equivalent of the Buk M2, developed with Russian assistance. Destroying such systems is not just a pretty picture, it's a strategic advantage. Yes, as early as October 2024, the Israelis demonstrated their ability to strike deep, over 500 kilometers inside Iran, using rocks and Air-LORA aeroballistic missiles. But now the game has changed. The IDF is capable of striking not with multi-million-dollar missiles, but with conventional, yet high-precision air bombs, and methodically clearing out everything connected to Iran's military-industrial complex. So who exactly is doing this? What does 200 fighter jets actually mean? Israel has clearly deployed almost its entire combat air fleet. The F-15I Ra'am, F-16I Sufa, and F-35I Adir. All three aircraft types are equipped to carry modern guided munitions such as JDAM and SDB, which turn conventional bombs into precision-guided weapons capable of striking within meters of the target. The F-15I Ra'am is a flying armored train with a brain. Israel received the F-15I from the US in the late 1990s, but has since upgraded it into something resembling a 12th century combat monster. Essentially, it's a version of the American F-15E Strike Eagle adapted to IDF needs, only packed with systems even the US doesn't have. Armament? It carries everything, up to 11 tons of payload, JDAM guided bombs, SDB glide bombs, Israeli-made Popeye, Spice, and Delilah missiles, as well as Python and AMRAAM air-to-air missiles. It can carry both offensive and defensive weapons at the same time, bombing and fending off attackers simultaneously. Electronics? The F-15I has its own brain. The Lantern system for navigating and targeting, essentially night vision for strike aircraft, gives it the ability to operate at any time of day and in any weather. Israel replaced part of the American electronic suite with its own blocks of electronic warfare, target acquisition, and communications, all tailored to the Middle East. Its integration with Israeli reconnaissance systems allows it to receive targeting data in real time, including from F-35. Range and survivability are its second superpower. Without refueling, over 1,800 kilometers. With aerial refueling, up to 4,000 kilometers. It can fly across half of Iran, drop everything it has, and return safely. The crew includes 2 people, a pilot and a weapons officer. That means maximum focus on the mission, with one flying and the other fighting. And it has already proven itself in real combat. It was the F-15I that struck the Syrian nuclear reactor in 2007 during Operation Orchard. These jets are believed to have repeatedly carried out covert strikes on Iranian weapon depots in Syria and Iraq. And now, they are in the first wave of strikes against Iran. Among the swarm of Israeli fighter jets was the F-16I Sufa. Sufa means storm in Hebrew, and it's more than just a poetic name. This aircraft is a customized version of the American F-16D Block 52+, so extensively modified that it's essentially a different aircraft. The main thing to know, the Sufa is Israel's combat workhorse. It handles the bulk of strike missions, air defense suppression, ground attacks, escort, reconnaissance, and often all of that at once. Israel didn't just adopt the American platform, It completely redesigned it. Two-seat cockpit, like the F-15I. One pilot flies, the second handles targeting, electronic warfare, and battle management. The CFT, conformal fuel tanks, mounted on the fuselage sides, adds 50% range, up to 2,100 kilometers without refueling, which is critical for strikes deep inside Iran. But yes, aerial refueling is absolutely possible, and we're seeing it right now. In this video, you can see the moment the F-15I Sufa refuels from a Boeing tanker over Syria's Deir ez-Zor province while returning from a strike on Iran. Unique. All of this beauty's onboard systems are Israeli-made. Electronic warfare suites, navigation, weapon control, real-time communications, armament like a Swiss Army knife, JDAM, Spice 1000, SDB, Python 5 missiles, AGM-88 HARM for suppressing air defenses. It can carry up to 9 tons of munitions on 11 hardpoints. Fully integrated into the IDF network, a target appears, data is transmitted, Sufa is already en route. Tactical role of the Sufa: versatility, speed, and scale. The F-15I Sufa is a multi-role tool of aerial warfare. It's cheaper and lighter than the F-15I, but more numerous and flexible. It flies far, carries enough, can do everything, and is always ready for another round. If the F-15I is a hammer, then the Sufa is a swarm of precise little hammers that can work for days without tiring. And finally, the F-15I Adir is not just a fighter, but a flying spy, command center, and killer all in one body. Adir means mighty in Hebrew, and the name speaks for itself. Israel is the only country in the world that the US has allowed to integrate its own technologies into the F-35. So Adir isn't just a regular 5th gen from Lockheed Martin's catalog. It's a custom 5th generation variant sharpened specifically for IDF missions. Stealth, its superpower. It's virtually invisible to most Iranian radars, especially old Soviet systems and their Iranian copies. It can approach targets undetected, strike, and leave before air defenses even realize anything happened. Its core, a supercomputer with wings, the AN/APG-81 radar, infrared sensors, electronic warfare systems, and real-time onboard data processing allow the Adir to see everything happening for hundreds of kilometers around. Israel integrated its own communications, EW, and targeting systems. The Adir can coordinate the entire strike group, F-15Is, F-16Is, and drones. In essence, it's a flying HQ for two, its own intelligence, targeting, and combat platform. Armament: internally, 2 JDAM or SDB bombs plus 2 air-to-air missiles. In external configuration, even more, but at the cost of stealth. The F-35Is are the first to enter enemy airspace, strike radars, command posts, and missile sites, and open the way for the rest. Its role in the Iran attack: initial shock and continuous surveillance. The Adir's identified targets, hit critical air defense elements, and transmitted coordinates for follow-up strikes. In the deeply layered Iranian defense, the F-35I enables precise and confident operations without revealing itself. So, Friday night, June 13, 2025, a new generation war unfolds in the Middle East. Drones, missiles, strike aircraft, and it's all happening live. It begins with a massive Israeli strike. Over 200 IDF combat aircraft destroy key Iranian nuclear and military facilities. Radar systems, air defenses, depots, command centers, all hit. This is Operation Rising Lion, and it's not a pinpoint strike. It's comprehensive and systematic. The goal? To take Iran's military-industrial complex out of the game once and for all. Iran responded by launching over 100 attack drones, everything available to the IRGC and the regular army. The launch came from multiple directions, their course toward Israel. But then something Tehran clearly didn't expect happened. All the drones were shot down. before entering Israeli airspace. Where were they intercepted? Over Saudi Arabia, over Jordan, and in neutral zones over the Persian Gulf. This is a major precedent. Israel is no longer just defending its own borders. It has pushed its air defense perimeter hundreds of kilometers outward through early warning networks, allies, and a global coordination center. Israeli air defenses struck preemptively. This is no longer just the Iron Dome. It's active long-range defense, using reconnaissance, distant interceptions, and external protective layers. The drones were down outside the country, meaning the entire invasion logistics are already under IDF control. Routes, altitudes, delays, and potential launch points. Now that Israel has disabled Iran's air defenses, these aircraft can operate almost at point-blank range. SDBs glide toward targets from dozens of kilometers out, and JDAMs require a precise, almost vertical strike approach. This means Israel can now carry out frequent, precise, and cheap strikes without the need to launch expensive ballistic missiles. This is the real turning point. The strikes stop being one-off raids and become a sustained campaign. Israel is no longer limited. It can systematically wipe out everything that powers Iran's military machine, day by day, target by target. Moreover, according to an Israeli official, Mossad built a secret drone base with explosives directly on Iranian territory to conduct the operation. The drones were used to strike ballistic missile launchers at a base near Tehran, preventing Iran from firing missiles at Israel. Additionally, vehicles with weapon systems were smuggled into Iran. These systems disabled Iranian air defenses and gave Israeli aircraft air superiority and operational freedom over Iran. Incredible. We all eagerly await more details of this operation. Meanwhile, the IDF is smashing Iranian missiles. Dozens of surface-to-surface missile launchers have been destroyed, along with ammunition depots and other key Iranian military assets. One particularly noteworthy target? A concealed launcher disguised inside a standard cargo container. This method is used to conduct missile strikes from areas that are not identifiable as military bases. This is an alarming sign. Iran continues to develop mobile, anonymous missile strike capabilities, similar to systems used by North Korea. According to IDF representatives, the operation was based on precise intelligence and aimed at neutralizing a direct threat, a reminder of the hundreds of rockets Iran has already fired at Israel over the past months. The Israeli military also issued a warning. Iran's missile arsenal includes systems with ranges of thousands of kilometers, posing a threat not only to Israel, but to the entire region, including Europe and the Persian Gulf. And here is where one of the most significant aspects of the operation is revealed. This is a strike not only against Iran, but also against Moscow. The overwhelming majority of the air defense systems and radars that were neutralized are Russian-made, supplied to Iran over the past decades. S-300 systems, mobile radars integrated with early warning networks, command infrastructure elements developed with the assistance of Russian specialists. Yes, the vast majority of the destroyed equipment was Russian, dealing a serious blow to Iran's long-term defense capabilities. This is not just about financial losses, but the destruction of the technological platform Iran had relied on as the backbone of its air defense. It's a strike against Russian military influence in the region. Russia has long viewed Iran as a key market for its defense products and a strategic partner in the anti-Western coalition. But this Israeli operation has clearly demonstrated in practice, Russian weaponry is vulnerable, its algorithms are known, and it cannot provide stable protection, even with active Iranian support. So, what's the result? The air defense system, the shield that was supposed to protect missile silos, factories, and command centers, has been breached, and Israel can now hunt not selectively, but systematically, targeting Iranian ballistic launchers, warehouses, and command hubs. Particular attention has been drawn to footage of the bombings, which show Israeli fighter jets armed with SDBs and JDAMs, gliding and precision-guided bombs. Using them requires flying close, which means Israel is fully confident that air defenses have been suppressed. Iran is blinded, with no radars or air defenses, vulnerable, with its launch platforms destroyed, disorganized, with its command structure suffering heavy losses, and its main military protector, Russia, appears weak, exposed, and ineffective. Israel is no longer limited to pinpoint raids. It is demonstrating the capability for a prolonged campaign to neutralize Iran's military potential and is clearly laying the groundwork for a new era of confrontation.